How and why do some of us sabotage our lives? Well, let's start at the beginning. As infants, we are born with operating software that requires feeding, soothing, nurturing, and attachment. Initially, we instinctively believe the attachment figure is an extension of ourselves. Gradually, as we come on and off the breast or teat, we develop a basic understanding of separateness. We slowly begin to recognize we are dependent on mother for food and nurture. The attachment experience at this point is also key. If you experience repeated ruptures of attachment, both physically and or emotionally, you accept them with a somewhat confusing internal emotional response. But you have no power or control over your attachment and nurturing needs. And with this lack of power, you instinctively surrender your needs and wants to your parents in exchange for the simple security of your basic survival needs of food and shelter. And as children get older and language begins to form, you learn to avoid or at least minimize your exposure to any negative parenting of criticism, shame, or neglect, as well as having to deal with any loss of nurture and loving care. And we do this by creating a narrative, a story in our heads to make it okay and explain to yourself why this happened. And we then cement this story in place by making it a belief about ourselves. Over time, with childhood primitive thinking, whilst dealing with your loss of nurturing attachment, you intuitively decide to think to yourself, it must be me. There's something wrong with me. And I have no value or importance. These thoughts eventually become entrenched as beliefs that we take into adulthood. Self-limiting beliefs, as we call them, that are non-negotiable and unavailable for change. These painful beliefs are now pushed out of our awareness and embedded in your subconscious mind, with their implicit memories and locked down by the painful emotions you felt at that time. Now we then maintain these beliefs by unconsciously creating scenarios with other people and situations, using what we call confirmation bias, to create an outcome that confirms the original belief, a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. For example, if I hold a I'm not good enough belief and I'm soon to sit an exam, unexpected circumstances may arise that mean I now decide to procrastinate and divert my attention to the unfolding drama and justify abandoning my study plan, resulting in a failed exam. Some people call this sabotage. Now the good news is we now know that these limiting beliefs we grow up with can be changed. Changed through a process of what we call reparenting. Reparenting your child, your inner child, who didn't get what was her or his humane right to consistent, nurturing attachment when growing up. The consequences of which are now playing out in your life with negative outcomes for your career and relationships, with an added sense of self that feels empty, like there's something missing. Now, I specialize in reparenting my clients back to healthy relationships and careers with a renewed sense of positivity and drive. If you'd like to learn and consider working with me, get in touch and book a free discovery call with me stephenelliker.coach, and let's see what's possible.